Oil India Limited is synonymous with the growth and development of the Indian petroleum industry. It is a Navratna company under the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Government of India engaged in the business of exploration, production and transportation of crude oil and natural gas and production of LPG with its operational headquarters in Duliajan, Assam and corporate offices in Delhi and Noida. OIL has pan-India presence with blocks all over India from the northeast to the deserts of Rajasthan. Its main producing areas are Assam, Arunachal Pradesh and Rajasthan. With a glorious history spanning over 5 decades, it is the fastest growing energy company with significant global presence in 10 countries, namely Libya, Gabon, Nigeria, Yemen, Mozambique, Venezuela, USA, Myanmar, Bangladesh and Russia. From the discovery of crude oil in the far east of India at Digboi, Assam in 1889 to its present status as a fully integrated upstream petroleum company, OIL has come far, crossing many milestones. OIL owns and operates 1,432 kilometers of cross-country crude oil pipelines networks. Crude oil pipeline traverses 3 states of Assam, West Bengal and Bihar, and 79 river crossings including the mighty Brahmaputra, Teesta, etc., and passing through the core areas of Kaziranga National Park, Buxa Tiger Reserve, Mahananda and Jaldapara Wildlife Sanctuaries in West Bengal.
Oil India's activities, we can say in mainly 3 areas. One is the exploration, then the production and transportation of hydrocarbons. Doing the operation in the same area for more than 100 years is a testimony that how careful we are, how careful, how sensitive we are to the environment. I assure you with my strong responsibility that we are fully committed towards the environment, and all our employees and along with the society, we are committed for the protection of the environment, because we are from the environment is not from us.
Oil India is growing at a fast pace and carving out a niche for itself across the globe. But at the same time, oil is equally concerned about protecting the environment and is making commendable efforts in keeping the environment unpolluted and green. Oil India is fully committed to safety, health and environment around its operational fields in all spheres. It is taking many actions on R&D efforts related to environment protection, and most of the OIL's installations are certified with OHSAS 18001, Occupational Health and Safety Management System ISO 9001, Quality Management System and ISO 14001, Environment Management System.
We have been operating a pipeline 1157 kilometer long, traversing 3 states of Assam, Bengal and Bihar. These 50-year-old machines are being now upgraded, and what we have taken care is that we are moving on to the motor-driven pumps instead of the earlier diesel-driven. So that is one step that we have taken to reduce the carbon footprint.
As a measure of safeguarding the environment, OIL has taken strategic decision for mandatory use of the Forest Stewardship Council FSC chain of custody certified paper and printed paper products in all spheres of the organization with effect from 12 September 2012. To minimize land acquisition time, OIL has resorted to cluster well drilling to develop its oil and gas fields, which has resulted in protection of green belts surrounding OIL's operational areas. Use of synthetic base mud such as hazardous mineral oil, chrome compounds has been totally discarded in OIL's drilling operation, and only water-based mud WBM with environment-friendly chemicals are used as drilling fluids. To restrict water pollution in the drilling operations, garland drains around the drilling location has been made mandatory for all locations.
We are here to drill this location to extract oil. This oil will be for the nation, generate revenue for the nations. While we are extracting oil, we are carrying our environment also. We are complying all the statutory requirement of the Environment Act and the other norms and conditions of the environment. To give an example, a small example, we have saved a tree. It is not tree worth for having a high market value, but we save it and relocate our few equipments to save this, just to give a signal to our people that we are caring to our environment.
Oil with its sustainable development process ensures that after the drilling operation, the site is reclaimed to its normalcy in a time manner equivalent to the pre-drilling conditions of the area. Effluent pits in drilling and other installations are scientifically designed with compartmentalization and provided with impervious lining for effective mopping of floating oil and helps in avoiding contamination with the surrounding aquifers. To avoid contamination of groundwater quality of surrounding areas, lining of drill site waste pit with high-density polyethylene sheets (HDPE) are ensured at all locations, and water qualities are periodically monitored to ensure the quality of the subsurface water. Zero discharge of drilling effluent in the surrounding is mandated in OIL's drilling policy. The formation water produced during production of crude oil at different oil installations is scientifically treated at effluent treatment plants to maximize the oil separation for their safe disposal with oil content less than 10 parts per million. 95% of formation water treated in ETPs are disposed of in the disposal well drilled for the purpose or re-injected into the subsurface formation for reservoir pressure maintenance without addition of any pollutant. Total water drift in OIL's northeastern operational field is around 47,140 KLPD, out of which it is ensured that 10,000 KLPD is injected back to underground without addition of any pollutant, which is 21.21% of the total water drift. Oil water separators are effectively used in all installations handling crude oil, viz. OCSS, tank farms and pipeline installations so that the discharged water is within the recommended standard. In collaboration with TERI, crude oil recovery from the sludge using the bioremediation technology, processing first lot of 5,000 metric cube of oily sludge in the FHQ area with recovery of oil and safe disposal thereafter, which is subsequently extended for treating more quantity of crude oil sludges. OIL has taken all necessary steps to reduce the flaring of gas to bare minimum with aim of achieving zero discharge within a stipulated timeline. Associated natural gas produced during ENP operation is utilized for captive power generations in Duliajan and Moran power plants and LPG production in Duliajan, and balance quantity is distributed to the external consumers. All oil collecting stations, gas collecting stations and LPG plant are connected with flare systems and closed blow-down vessels and safety release flare systems for arresting hydrocarbon emissions in the surrounding environments. Gas flares are managed scientifically with multi-burner facilities with downward tilt to reduce the luminosity of the flame with aim to protect the surrounding copse and greeneries. Gas flaring has been also monetized through 6 NOS hired gas compression services of capacities 20,000 SCMD and 40,000 SCMD on BOO, build own operate basis for injecting back the low pressure gas to the grid of OIL gas distribution networks from the different fields, viz. Bhogpara, Dikom, Hatiali, Chabua, Makum, and Barekuri. Apart from fixed station monitoring of ambient air quality around the operational areas in Northeast, Mobile Air Quality Monitoring Van is also engaged for time-to-time monitoring of air pollutants at vulnerable locations, viz. SO2, NOx, CO, H2S, PM2.5 and PM10. OIL carries out regular environment-related awareness programs with employees, stakeholders, school children and others.
মই দুলিয়াং গাৰ্লছ কলেজত পঢ়োঁ। পৰিৱেশে আমাক অক্সিজেন, গছ-গছনিয়ে আমাক অক্সিজেন দিয়ে। গছ-গছনিৰ পৰা আমি সুৰক্ষিত হওঁ। অইল ইণ্ডিয়া যিটো আঁচনি আমাৰ বাবে তৈয়াৰ কৰিছে সেইটো গছৰে আমি উপকৃত হওঁ।
Green belts are developed and maintained around the operational fields in Northeast, other fields.
Oil India Limited has always committed itself to preservation of environment and sustainable development. In fact, we have gone beyond maintaining the mere standards set by various authorities. We take pride in undertaking various activities which help us in preserving the environment, which is a cause of concern for all of us, for the future generations. We have consciously taken a decision to reduce the use of chlorofluorocarbons and ozone depleting substances so that we help in preservation of environment.
Planting trees is the tradition of Oil India. Annually, 7,000 to 8,000 trees are planted in different operational areas, survival rate of which is about 80 to 90%. Not only this, OIL has been taking many such initiatives to protect the environment. Since January 2014, OIL voluntarily has taken up a program with the help of an environmental activists group of Northeast in connection with conservation of Hoolock gibbon and rainforest biodiversity conservation program by organizing awareness campaign in many villages falling in areas like Joypur, Upper Dihing, Dirak, Barekuri, Dhola area and fringes of Holangpur Gibbon Wildlife Sanctuary, Dibru Saikhowa National Park, Dihing Patkai Wildlife Sanctuary and Nambor Doigrong Wildlife Sanctuary. Migratory birds are spotted at the preserved water bodies in and around pipeline headquarters, Narangi, Assam, which is a clear indication that the environment is not harmed and even suitable for very sensitive migratory birds, with clear indication that it is suitable for the flora and fauna to survive.
Oil India is a public sector unit which takes care of oil and gas production and exploration. And in these days the environment is the biggest stakeholder actually in our business. So Oil India is almost concomitant in its existence with the environment, because it is a company which was created in the northeastern part of India, and from the ecological point of view and from the point of view of environment, it's extremely sensitive zone. So we are very conscious of our responsibilities to manage and protect the environment. Through this particular forum, I can reaffirm and recommit actually our responsibilities towards not only protecting environment but also managing environment. Thank you very much.
All the pump stations of the 1,432 kilometer long trunk pipeline traversing 3 states of Assam, West Bengal and Bihar from Naharkatia to Barauni are surrounded by greenery. In pump stations, even the water which is used as a coolant for the IC engine prime movers and generators which gets heated is not wasted. Rather, same is used to heat the crude oil in the storage tank, which is an energy conservation measure. The pipeline system operates as closed system, and it is ensured to preserve every drop of crude oil handled in the system. Though the pipeline system has crossed glorious golden jubilee year of more than 60 years, but due to very efficient maintenance schedule, the engine exhausts in the plant emits hardly any smoke in the exhausts. The unmanned repeater stations will now be equipped with solar power and the generator sets will be replaced with solar panels. Already, 2 numbers of repeater stations have been changed to this clean energy. An exemplary effort of some officers along with the employees of RIG S4 can be mentioned here, where the team members conceived Project Neem at drilling location near Madhuting High School, which was also taken up at other drilling locations in support of OIL management. They also took up regular awareness program for students of nearby schools with distribution of neem saplings to all. This encouraged the villagers to adopt the trees planted nearby the well site.
Madhuting Madhuting Bidyalaya আৰু মই এখন স্কুলৰে প্ৰধান শিক্ষক যোৱা 12 তাৰিখে এই অল ইণ্ডিয়া ফালৰ পৰা আহি পেলানি আমাৰ বিদ্যালয়ৰ এই বাউণ্ডাৰীত নিম গছ ৰোপণ কৰিলেহি আৰু আমাৰ ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰীসকলো তাত জড়িত আছিল। তাৰ 26 তাৰিখৰ দিনাখন আহি পেলানি স্বচ্ছ অভিযানত যোগ দিলে আমাৰ ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰীসকলেও তাত যোগ দিলে। আগলৈও যাতে এনেকুৱা ধৰণে অল ইণ্ডিয়া ফালৰ পৰা আমাৰ ওচৰত আহি আমাৰ অকমান উৎসাহ উদ্দীপনা দি সহায় সহযোগ কৰে যেন।
A botanical garden has also been established in Duliajan by the Oil India Higher Secondary School with the support of OIL India, contributing to the greenery of the township to a great extent. It may be mentioned here that the garden was inaugurated by late President of India, Dr. APJ Kalam. For the abatement of noise pollution, OIL at its various field installations has installed acoustically enclosed generating sets, which are noise and pollution-free power generating units. OIL has taken a policy decision to install only acoustically enclosed generating sets irrespective of diesel or gas engine driven generating sets, when CPCB norms mandate noise limits for diesel driven generating set only. Major thrust has been given by OIL to make use of renewable energy sources like solar and wind to the maximum possible extent.
As per the government's directive, we also want to clean energy, and so more and more gas-based energy will be in place, and we are also doing our best to increase our production of gas. As you know, gas is much cleaner energy than oil, and so in future the energy which will be used extensively is gas. In addition to that, we have gone into renewable energy, example solar and wind in a big way. Today at present we have in place solar and wind plants in the states of Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Gujarat, and we generate about 138 megawatts of electricity. And we have another plant coming up, and which is likely to be commissioned in the month of February, 50 megawatt solar plant in the state of Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. And then we have plans to install a 250 megawatt solar plant in the state of Madhya Pradesh, which is in the planning stage, and it is likely to be completed in the next 2 to 3 years. I think that will reconfirm our commitment to a clean and better environment for our people.
OIL has installed and been producing electricity through total 126.6 MW solar and wind power plants installed in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. 30 kW rooftop solar power system has also been installed at OIL corporate office building, which not only helps in reduction of fuel consumption but also helps in reducing CO2 emissions. Similarly, solar powered OCS has been commissioned at Jaipur OCS, Duliajan.
OIL has a well laid out environment policy adhering to applicable statutory requirement. At OIL, we are constantly focusing on prevention of air pollution in its operational areas, solid waste management, water waste management, ETPs, bioremediation and CDM. We are also focused in generation of electricity through renewable sources like wind and solar power. To sum up, OIL is committed to prevention and protection of its environment around its operational areas.
Introduction of biodiesel fuel in place of diesel engines is in trial phase, which will minimize the carbon emission to a great extent. OIL also tries to minimize the amount of water used in all its spheres by adopting recycling method, where the recycled water is used for gardening, car washing and other purposes. Rainwater harvesting has been made an integral part of all upcoming projects. Hamira Godown in Rajasthan has rainwater harvesting arrangement which helps in maintaining subsurface water table. Tanote in Rajasthan, where the temperature rises up to 58 degrees Celsius and creating harsh weather condition for the plants to grow. OIL is making all endeavors to maintain the greenery inside the plant complex at Tanote. In Jodhpur, OIL has worked to maintain the step well where birds can have water as well as shelter. Near the step well, there is a pond which has been developed by the OIL, and today it is not only a source of water for the animals but also for the poor people living around it.
To protect the flora and fauna of our nearby areas, we have already started a Bauri project under a CSR scheme of the Oil India Limited, where we have arranged a water pond for the benefit of all the animals living in those areas, which is helping them to have the water available for their drinking purpose throughout the year in this area where water is a very scarce commodity. We do develop some wasteful materials, and for disposal of those items also we have taken utmost care to dispose them in a very safe and environment-friendly manner.
To safeguard the environment, OIL Hospital, Duliajan has adapted all measures for segregation, transportation and disposal of biomedical waste in the hospital premises as per the norms laid by Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change, Government of India, Viday Biomedical Waste Management Handling Rules 1998.
Oil India Hospital is an environment friendly hospital, and there is generation of lot of waste material from the wards, from laboratory, operation theatre and radiology, and accordingly we have all recycle bins in the wards established, and we have ETP and our incinerator. Our incinerator not only caters for Oil India Hospital, but we cater for whole Duliajan township, and even nowadays our area has gone up to Tinsukia.
OIL Hospital has installed a dual chamber, diesel fired incineration, where waste is burned at 11,000 degrees Celsius.
We at Oil India Hospital follow the rules laid down by the Government of India regarding biomedical waste management and handling rule 1998. As per rules, we segregate the biomedical waste into different categories and stored into as per the norms laid down. Oil India Hospital is been recognized by Indira Gandhi National Open University as a study center for certificate course in biomedical waste management, and this is the only center in whole of Northeast region, and we cater to all the 7 states of Northeast, where the students comes and they learn about biomedical waste management.
The liquid waste is collected at generation points and carried to ETP through PVC pipes. In ETP, the liquid waste is treated with chemicals and then passed through different filtration process. The processed water is safe for gardening and cleaning purpose and being used for above purpose. To ensure the quality of treated water, it has been tested periodically in a laboratory recognized by CPCB. The use of weedicides and pesticides is totally banned in the entire northeastern operational fields of OIL as a corporate policy decision. OIL has also banned the use of plastic in its operational areas and has also encouraged people to not use plastic.
It's very unhygienic to environment. वो सड़ता नहीं है, गलता नहीं है.
प्लास्टिक बैग तो मैंने हम लोग बंद कर दिया है.
Action also initiated by OIL for safe disposal of e-waste inventory. Considering the safety of the people and a healthy environment around OIL's operational areas, every Friday a meeting in fields and Tuesday meeting at corporate office is held under the guidance of the head of the Health, Safety and Environment Department to make the strategy for the entire week and to encourage the employees to keep themselves safe and the environment unpolluted.
Our commitment is to protect the environment at all costs. So wherever we operate, we have a very strong health, safety and environment management system in place. And this ensures that our environment is protected, not only the greenery, even the inhabitants are protected as far as disposal of effluent water is concerned and spillage of hydrocarbon is concerned. We have the latest technology in place to ensure all these quality measures. And as you know, we also operate in and around the tea gardens in the state of Assam, and it's our prime duty to safeguard the interests of the tea gardens. So all places are in place. And we also aim to be a zero emission company by the year 2030, and for on that direction we have all the plans in place. So finally, it is a commitment, and it is a commitment of the management of Oil India to protect the environment at all costs. And we have a very efficient and robust team to manage all these aspects of environment.
Oil India continually strives to minimize the adverse impact of its operations on the environment, conserve resources and minimize waste generation. And it has achieved great success in this endeavor and received special awards and recognition. In the emerging world of new technology and economic growth, Oil India has never forgotten the value and the need to preserve and conserve the environment for the welfare of humankind and will continue to make dedicated efforts in this direction.